So the first thing you want to do is download SimiHub, the new Simi version and the new graphics pack version. So now as you can see, these are versions 101 in this page. You can download the very last version of all of this new graphics pack. As I say at the time was making this video, the latest was version 101. And you had to download latest is click this link right here which says graphics pack and then accept. This will download to your selected download location. Since I already have my download, I don't need to get them right now. I'm going to close this and continue with this guy. So when you are done with that, you need to extract this folder to another location that you want. So to bring this folder up, just click and you will see all of these carpets, well, folders. So you need to extract here inside the SimiHawk version that you download. So when you extract this, you can move away the SimiHawk that you put in and delete it because you don't need anymore in general. So now with the graphics pack, you need to put it inside this, inside the graphics pack, and start here, and you wait and click yes to all because you need and you don't need more the what are inside here. So you can see these are all graphics pack that you need to work with the games in this emulator. The next thing what you need to do is remove the necessary files that you have in the previous version if you have already one. So my semi version is here in this folder. You can see all my files are here. The need files I need to transfer is the settings.xm file, settings.bin, and otp.bin, cprom.bin. The game profiles, the control profiles, and that's all. You need to transfer all over to my new folder, the new version. So replace the all the files, copy and replace, and also this folder called MLC01. You don't need to copy for now because you don't need. Before launching Simulate.x, right click and come down to Properties to the tab Compatibility, mark for Screen Optimization, and run this program as administrator. For Windows 10 users, you need to change High DPI settings, select this box, and make sure your scaling is set to application. When you're done, click OK, Apply, and that's all from compatibility settings. So we are now ready to load Simu.x. Just double click in the application. So here is the Simu program. You need to download the sheriff font that are marked here down. Simply click in the download button and this will begin the downloading and install. So you can see I have already transferred all my games. If your game list is not here, you can go always to options and click in general settings and you can see here is the AMC path I previously mentioned. This will allow you to select your previous AMC folder from your previous installations of SEMU to have all your games and save the game. To make this simple, navigate to whatever is your previous version and select the ENC folder and click OK. Now you can see here are all my games listed. Now, coming to graphics tab, you want to make sure you are using full sync settings, use separate shaders, and if you are an NVIDIA user, you want to make on this disable precompiled shaders. If you are an end user, you want this setting off in the next audio tab, and you need to change to X Audio 2 and 48 milliseconds for the best sound quality for Semi Emulator. Back in the General tab, you can also change the language to another you want. So now coming to the book, to custom time, select QPC and setting timer accuracy set to 1 millisecond. These settings are given to us by Semihook. Coming to the CPU mode tab, I will generally have the single core recompiler rather than triple core recompiler. This is because we are going to set in a recompiler for a select games with a game profile. In order to adjust the game profile from your select game, simply define your game in your game list, right-click on it, and select Open Game Profile. You only need to copy all you can see in this window right now. You only need to change the CPU mode that match your actual CPU in your own personal computer. So you only need to change that. This line no. When you are happy with all of these settings, select File, Save, and now you can close this window. In your, if you are searching for the best setting for every game, you can always search in the internet or in YouTube. The next thing we want to do is to grab all of the shader cache for our select game. So we close this window. Yes, it worked correctly. The shader cache goes inside the transfer folder right here. I will copy it from my previous semi version. If you don't have previous version, you can always, as I say, search in the internet and have everything. So now that all of these are set up, you will need to configure your input settings. Simply load CMU, go to the option tabs. Once again, in input settings, select emulate controller with your gamepad. Select your controller API, in my case I use Shenpot, and then select your controller from this drop window. I will set my proper controller right now, only pushing the buttons in the in my physical controller. So when you are hitting the log mic button, I will set the if in my keyboard and left show screen in blank. You can put a profile name. In this section only put a name. I will call controller 1 and then hit save button. These are from this part, so you can press the X and you're done. You're done. The next thing we want to do is to configure the graphics pack for Semu. When you open in this graphics pack tab windows right here, all of the games are separate with his own category. For example, open all these three for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As you can see, we have graphics modification, enhancements, and workarounds. In order to enable graphic packs, you need to tick the box in resolution. We can select many resolutions that you want. You can also select shadow resolution. I will put this at medium. So I will start to put on other graphics pack I like these ones. You can see in the part of the war around the AMD shadow. We only affect the user that have a AMD GPU card, not to the NVIDIA users GPU cards. We'll need Kakariko, WXY, and NVIDIA put, put on. Now, before you want to start any game, you go to Options in this section Experimental. Make sure it's on Use RDTSC. Having this active, you can make sure you don't will have any problems with your game unload. And this was basically the guide on how to configure the program Simulator with his best settings. Thank you.